forgot. Adam said he's about had it with black people. And so he said he told white people stay away from black people. And so we're gonna discuss. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before we do, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to this channel, guys. We say everything. We talk about the inconvenient, controversial truth. Please give me a long duration, guys. I try to keep everything really short for you guys. So please help us sister out. You guys have been great. I thank you, everybody who's watching, who's commenting. I love the dialogue. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according
So
to this poll.
So I also have a little background on the poll that he's talking about. Apparently there was a poll where it claims that half of all blacks are not okay with white people. And this is why I say the media is so good at the divisive narrative.
Not according to me, according to this poll. That's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just
okay.
Get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population, because unfortunately there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America, because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like, I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist.
Before I comment on what he just said, let me give you a little background. I just want y'all to see now. I have to hand it to Jeff Charles. This is Jeff Charles' article, and he does on Liberty Nation today. Number one, Rasmussen notes it surveyed 1,000 respondents, 13% of whom were black. This means researchers questioned 130 African American participants. This means about 61 black respondents were not in agreement with the poll's premise. The notion that this tiny sampling somehow represents the overall African American population seems a bit absurd, doesn't it? And that's what I say. Like, this is like, we're like, nobody asked me anything in the poll. You decided that a collective group of people just were a hate group. That's a bit much. But hold on. I can understand how he got to this position, especially right now with the Marxism that's going on, with the Marxists that pushing this divide. The people who get the mainstream platform are always saying something to promote the racial divide. So I can understand what makes him feel that way, if that's all I saw too. He also said that when you live near black people, they have more problems in their neighborhood. So now we have to talk about a class system. I live in a predominantly black neighborhood, and in the name of God, everything's cool here. You know why? Because they own their homes. They're not gonna come here with the riffraff. They're property owners. They believe in themselves. These are individuals who believe in themselves. See, there's a lot that goes into what we're seeing out here. There is a group of people who are promoting hate, but those people hate themselves first. So I deal with people accordingly. I can't pretend that I don't see when I hear Karine Jean-Pierre saying, this administration puts up diversity before anything. That's a problem to me. That is, what do you mean diversity before? And get the best candidates for the job. We need more black pilots. We need more black. And it's always, we need to not have the LSAT, let's remove entry tests so we could get more black people in so-and-so position or whatever. I don't like that at all, because I'm like, you're saying innately because of my skin complexion that I'm stupid and I need all the help just to do normal things that you can do. So it's actually a very racist thing to say that. And then every time a white person makes a statement about a black person or a black situation, or they make a comment like, oh, this, y'all doing this wrong and y'all should look at it this way, oh, you're racist. That word racism is so corny. Everything is racist. Everything is racist. Now, when he said, I'm not helping black people anymore. And black people, y'all deserve for him to say that to y'all. You socialists and Marxists out here, you deserve for Scott Adams to say that to you because you've been begging the help and acceptance from everybody but yourself. And so now he says, I'm not helping them no more because they still need help, right? But we out here still marching. I do not believe that Scott Adams should have been canceled at all. And I'm going to show you why.
But again, she's not being canceled. Like, for example, you guys have probably seen this already, but again, listen to this conversation right here from her. Take a look.
I think that white people are committed to being villains in the aggregate, right? One, I think that white people viscerally fear. It's not that white people don't know, right, what they have done. They know. They fear that there is no other way to be human but the way in which they are human. White human beings thought there's a world here and we own it. Prior to them, Black and brown people have been sailing across oceans, interacting with each other for centuries without total subjugation, domination.
I kind of have to stop her real quick because what she's talking about real quick is slavery. And and I will never minimize what happened to slaves in the past and everything. It was very egregious, very sad. I think that everybody can agree on that. Black people did own slaves in Africa and things like that too. So don't make it seem like, I'm tired of this conversation. I really am. All right. Shout out to a Black conservative's perspective for he put together a wonderful episode about this. Now, this lady is look at her, totally very miserable. She is this is the same woman who said, she was on a panel and said that she's fat because of white supremacy and the diets are made for white women. Like, come on, man. First of all, you sound obsessed. You cannot say a whole group of people is one way because we know we wouldn't like it when it's said about us as Black people. But this girl, if I had to listen to stuff like this all the time, yeah, I would think the same thing too. We would. So you see what I'm saying? So, but she's not canceled. She's not canceled. They love her. And at the end of the day, number one, God is number one. And when you focus on God, you don't have time to get distracted with all this other hate. I've been there in my life. I understand where this comes from. I've been there and I was very miserable when I was there. That's why I speak against it, because this is not what we should be doing. Do not let the Marxists win at all. But like I said, Scott Adams too, I will say though, he has been on a downward spiral. He also gives me feelings of like suicidal ideation because, this guy was talking about you non-vaxxers, you guys won. How come I couldn't see it? He does say he's in constant pain because of the jab, so I don't know. This guy's really going through a lot. Maybe he just really, people laugh at him. I'm not really laughing at him as much as I'm just wondering, like, does he need some therapy? Not necessarily about the Black thing either, just period. So, but I don't know. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not here for all that kind of hateful talk. Ally talk, all that. No, I'm here for making America great again, and there's that. All right, guys, I'll see you at the next video. Bye.